So Night Live with Ken and Cheryl. Now she's Cheryl.
He's Ken.
And we're going to live here from the MSC Meravilgia. And the way our room is configured, it's not easy to get great lighting for our show tonight. But we wanted to come to you live from the ship. It's been an amazing trip. We've seen and done. What I would ask is, do me a favor and in the comments, let me know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions as we go through this, put them in the comment section, and that way we'll get the chance to answer them. So we'll start. We're going to talk about the ship. So I'll let you start, Cheryl.
I thought accessibility was pretty good. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it is a newer ship, and that makes a big difference. For example, if I wanted to cross the whole ship, I just go down to the 6th and 3/4 of the way across on the 6th and 7th floor, it's all tile. You can just zip right across through the there's elevator at the far end where the elevators are at the other end. There's some bars, and those bars are carpeted. But there's like 3/4 of the 6th floor and the 7th floor. The 6th floor is where it's open, the promenade in the center of the ship, where you can see up several floors. And then the 7th floor on the right side, it's all tiled in front of the sushi bar, Brass Anchor Club. So you can zip right along down in there and get to the other end of the ship. And that's much faster than trying to cross through it's like on any cruise ship. Don't cross through where there's launch chair. It's almost impossible because those areas are usually carpeted, and it's quieter that way. It's nicer, but you can't get very far very quickly with a wheelchair.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the thing that's maybe the first, let's say, is it has a domed ceiling, and on the domed ceiling, it has an LED light show. And it changes but even when there's not a light show going on, there's continually changing pictures that are up on the ceiling, and they're really it's really quite interesting. I find my show button. Sorry, Pam. Like I said, the internet connection, we're at sea, so we may come and go a little bit. I apologize if we are.
Only a third occupied right now, so there's one crew member for each passenger. So that's really nice. If they see me pushing myself anywhere, they've been very, very helpful. And on this cruise, it was really exciting. We do try to tour different cabin categories, and on this time they actually gave us a club, which is very nice. The exclusive section they have, and it's all placed. The whole yacht club section is placed above the captain's, where the captain looks out. The bridge. It's all placed right above the bridge. So they have the same view. The yacht club has the same view that the captain does. Beautiful there, and their entry section. And then the next floor up is their dining area, and just some beautiful rooms up there.
Yeah, very nice. Very, very plush. Our timing was good, so we got to go up. We got to take a look in one of the rooms, and the room, of course, was amazing. There'll be video on the channel for all of those. Though the one challenge in the theater is if you're traveling with somebody in a wheelchair, there's not a lot of additional seating where you can put a wheelchair and a chair next to it, the back rail, but there's not many available chairs to sit on if you're the companion, which is, one of those things that could be improved. But the theater, the sight lines are really nice. On deck 15 is the pool deck, which is the other. 15 and 6 are the easiest ways go to front to hour. Anyway, about a stern. There we go. On the front to back. We'll just go front to back. That's easier. But it is one area that's inconvenient. That's when you're going from the pool area into where the buffet is there are some plates that are in place that are designed to make it easy for the wheelchair. Problem is they stop about half an inch short of where they need to be height-wise. So that's kind of a rude bump if you're. She almost wound up on the floor because I was going along and not watching, which is the way I'm usually doing. I'm not paying attention to where I'm driving. I'm paying attention to what there is to look at. It was really nice. I thought that was handy. And there's an area that's just in between the forward elevators and the pool area. It's an adults only section that has hot tubs, and it's really kind of a nice place to visit. And like I said, being enclosed, they had the roof closed, and it worked out really well.
But yeah, the roof can't open there. So on nice sunny days, they had that roof open, and it was a nice warm place to get.
Sorry, no problem.
Oh, anyway, there's a dining room. Of course, there's several regular dining rooms. Whatever. There's Olivia de Oro and another Olivia restaurant that are the regular dining, and then there's the specialty dining restaurants. The two that we tried, excellent. It's kind of a street taco type taco, if you're familiar with that. And they had about, I think, 8 different sauces. We have copies of them. Anyway, the taco restaurant was wonderful. And then we also tried the teppanyaki. That was a lot of fun. We had, like, as usual, a group of about 8 of us. So it was a lot of fun. And anyway, you'll see videos on that too. And so we really enjoyed those. The other two just didn't seem like something we wanted to try this time.
Okay, and we'll do a separate video on that. I thought the food in the main dining rooms was really pretty good consistently. I didn't have anything that I thought were more delicately seasoned than I would make them. And I think that is just because it is primarily European chefs and type diet for the menu. But like I said, we had great meals every night. We ate in the main dining room with the exception of 2 nights.
Wanted to try some things we didn't want to try, but it was definitely Mediterranean style. For example, the eggplant dishes are not breaded and fried and then layer them with the cheese and the sauces. And so that's just an example of, it's actually probably healthier food than we as Americans eat sometimes. But Ken had a pork loin dish that just looked like something that you might have cooked yourself at home, and it tasted really good. So it's kind of, it goes the whole gas all the way to your typical roast and potatoes, and so we were always able to find something we liked, and the desserts were nice.
Yeah, the desserts were really nice. I'm a kind of a Mexican food snob, and we thought it was really good. I was really worried about that because when we first came on board, I was not very happy with my lunch meal in the buffet. But they gave us chips that were felt and tasted a lot like somebody had smoked. This is the salsa on board. It's going to be a long week. I just took the buffet off my lunch list except for hamburgers. They It had good hamburgers, pizzas, good on board.
Salads.
Yeah, salad. Well, the fruits and vegetables, but the main courses, like I said, I only tried them that once because I tried 3 things and I wasn't happy with any of them. I thought,
One day they had a roast turkey that looked very good. That was very good.
Yeah,
but we didn't try that day.
But the
Oh,
salsas.
also we explained to them to not put salsa on the chips. See, that problem is they're serving you everybody gets to serve themselves, which is fine, but they put the salsa immediately on the chips without asking you if you want it on the side. So by the time you get back to your seat, drink, sit down from the buffet, then like I can't do that anymore. You have to put it on the side.
Yeah. But I would say going back to the taco place, it was they were very good. They had some salsa. The island was really good. They had some hot salsas, just a variety. So that was really good. We enjoyed that. We went. The desserts there were off the chains good.
Oh, and then they have another. It's not really a specialty restaurant, but one of their features is Jean Philippe chocolate, and so they have 2 places that he's designed. The one is a chocolate shop where you can design your own chocolate in workshops. You pick if you want white, dark, or the regular chocolate. And anyway, it's just very, very nice. And then they have plenty of chocolates to go, ready to make beautiful gifts in gift bags, boxes, just gorgeous. And then they also, because they have chocolate statues, which we're going to have pictures of all that for you to see. And then they also, along with the chocolate candy shop, there's a chocolate bar. I would have tried it, but they have like a white chocolate drink that's 35% white chocolate and cream mixed, and lots of hot chocolates and spicy hot chocolates. And we just didn't even. They also, for Jean Philippe, they have a gelato and crepe bar, and the crepes were wonderful. They're large crepes. These are not tiny with. Well, the one we got was pieces of brownie and chocolate, and then a huge, like a cup of whipped topping swirled on the top of that. And
apples with pralines.
Apples and pralines. Yeah, anyway, it was really, really good. That was fun. And we didn't even have room for the gelato because we had desserts and we ate so much every meal. We didn't get fantastic.
Yeah. So, and deck 6 is like the big shopping area. And like I said, that's where the chocolate shop and all of that is. Yeah. We won't talk about my waistline this week. But there's a typical shops along in one way of duty free stuff. I didn't do any price shopping, but it like I said, very, very attractive. Nobody was very aggressive, and the especially as empty as the ship is, because we're at 1/3 hold about 5,200 passengers. We were 1,400 passengers, so it the no area on the ship was ever very, very crowded at all. Pretty nice because you're not having to fight the fight the crowds. Now at 5,200 people on board, this would be a little bit of a different story, I think, on some of that.
Oh, and also, but when we get back to accessible elevators, and there's rear elevators, but there are 2 elevators, one elevator on each side in the middle, but they don't go to all of the floors, but it goes from 15, which is 4, and that's kind of like an open view. It's glass on the outside, and it sticks out a little bit off the side, and the cabins are in each side. So that was really neat. And if you are stationed farther in the middle, that would be probably an easier elevator maybe to use. I didn't try it a little bit different. We're just closer to one end, so we just used that one once to see what it was like.
And one other thing that's kind of interesting is we're on the and in the forward elevator area is pretty wide. It's as wide as the atrium is down when you get down to deck 6. But what that means is that once there's 3 or 4 elevators, almost elevators on the other side, but it's a pretty good distance between them. And I'm here to tell you that 100% of the time I can be on the wrong side for the problem, except that the elevator the door tends to shut pretty quickly, and so it's now I hear the bing and I push Cheryl and I'm almost trying.
And then down on 6 and 7, they usually have attendance because right now there's, like I said, there's one crew member to every guest. So they usually have someone to even make sure you're not having a problem.
Okay, and I'll answer that question about internet plan. We'll talk about the unexpected gotchas in the internet plan. Most cruise lines, when you have an internet plan, if you buy a one device plan, it means you can have one device and you get on the laptop, you log out on the tablet, log in on the laptop. On MSC, when you get a package, you have to device that you're going to use. So I signed up with my cell phone when I started, and then I went to use my laptop and I couldn't transfer it to the plan. Now, to answer the question, I have the Stream and Surf package, and the bandwidth's been pretty good on the ship. We typically 3 and 4 meg down, which has made it really convenient. I've taught class from the ship. We've done some Zoom meetings from the ship, so it's done in general pretty.
Or today we've had the most trouble with it.
But I think that in part is because we've had some pretty iffy weather. It's been cloudy and rainy and those kinds of things on satellite internet that are.
Got the browse myself for my phone. So we had 1 browse and 2 stream devices, the strip, which is more than we usually buy.
Yeah. Usually quite a bit more than we usually buy. One browse and 1 stream. But like I said, it's been good. It's worked well for us. Let's talk a little bit about the staff on board. I think the staff really over the top, helpful, friendly. You can tell they're really glad to be back cruising and to have people back on the ship. I thought that I wanted to engage in conversation. If things are slow, there was a gentleman up in the buffet that I'd go up early to get coffee, and he was usually, at where I would get the coffee. And, if there was nobody else was around, nobody needed him, he'd come over and just chat. And I mean, he wasn't intrusive with it, but it was just, he was glad to have. And so that's made it very nice. Our waiter, excuse me, our wait staff in the dining room was really good. They were always helpful in the buffet for Cheryl, because she.
It takes you a minute. I like to have a minute to think about what I want to eat, and they just want me to get the meat and go sit down. And I prefer vegetables. He's like going down, and I'm like, I can't read the labels. That's the only thing about their. I probably when I get their survey, I probably tell them about it. When you're sitting in a wheelchair, the labels are angled like up high. You can't read the labels up close. I have to get way back and try to see or ask someone. And sometimes it's hard to even see the food because if it's in a fairly tall bowl, you can't really tell what you're looking at. So this man was helping me, and he's like, well, here's the turkey, here's the bratwurst, whatever, all these meats. And he wasn't really telling me everything. Then we finally get down to the end of the Mexican section, and I'm going, okay, because I was looking for some vegetables that day. And then he says, oh, vegetables. But sometimes I just prefer to take my time and get my own I'm like to go to hurry because they were helping me.
Yeah, and again, like I said, you're right, Pam. There is a lot more interaction. Our cabin steward has been super friendly. Like I said, the wait staff and dining room is.
We talked about cabin. They did have a special Wednesday for laundry, and it was 20 pieces for $45 or 40 pieces for 60. That was nice, especially since we're going on a cruise next week. So we were able to get clean clothes for next week at a good price. Otherwise, it is quite expensive. It's like $250 to $350 per item.
And it's interesting because we literally walk off this ship and we walk on to the Celebrity Summit. We'll probably be doing the Friday Night Live show if everything. Everything. We will probably be on MSC's brand new cruise ship, the Seashore, which is getting to Miami this week. And so we'll get a chance to see what the latest version is of the MSC. But this one, like I said, we've been happy with the ship. Our ports this cruise were, let's say, fairly typical port at Cozumel. And in Cozumel, we found an accessible beach excursion, which was really, really nice. We went to a place called Mr. Sancho's. There's already up on there is a link to the interview I did with the owner's daughter. I think she's probably the general manager. And then we're going to be, go ahead and click that. But it was really nice. They had okay. Be on the Seashore on the 20th. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I think our cruise out for just a one-day cruise on the 19th. But so that was a place. If you're ever in Cozumel and you want an accessible place to go, and it's the admission's like $60 a person to get in, but that includes your food and your drinks. They have a beach wheelchair, and what they'll do is they'll have you need to want to go, and then they'll take the wheelchair back, and because they share the wheelchair for everybody that's in the resort. So we really enjoyed it. Thought the food was good with that. In Costa Maya, we've been to Costa Maya a lot of times. This time was very different though because the port wasn't crowded. So we did go in and we walked around and we did.
It's very similar to what it was years ago with the porpoise shows, but the prices are a lot higher this year for the things that we were like the shopping that we checked. They haven't been busy for a year. So.
Yeah, I think everybody's trying to recoup a little bit extra. But the one thing that changed in Costa Maya is that now you have to go duty-free shop. So right across the entrance, they built a great big duty-free shop. And
it reminded me of Disney World where you get off some of the big rides, you have to go through the store. Bit of a pain, but evidently all the little the racks they have in there, most of them can slide. So man, when he saw us trying to get through, he slid one of them out of our way. Kind of a pain coming back, and then to find a way back out, it was a little trickier because you're looking for that same shop.
But we did go to Ocean Cay, which was there right before the pandemic hit. We were on the next to last sailing of the MSC Harmonia. We sailed. They had one more sailing, and then cruising shut down. All the vegetation is more established, spread out better, more grass. The island is going to be amazing when they're done. I was disappointed because instead we got about 8 hours. But again, the island's really nice. I think it's going to be a really good island. It doesn't have some of the features that Coco Cay has. A lot more in the way of features. Though I would say that Ocean Cay probably has more in the way of beaches.
Oh, ton of beaches.
Yeah, there's sand. everywhere. And
There's one, and on both sides of this like a little bay in there, there's beach, beautiful beach, and there's no waves because it's really inside fairly secluded. But if you're like me and you really don't like waves, it's like a perfect beach.
yeah, and it's nice. And the other thing is it doesn't drop off so deep, so it's a great family beach, great place for kids to go and play. That we tried. The buffet was had some interesting choices. It was good.
I thought the buffet actually had some. I think maybe a little bit upper class food for a buffet on a private island, and some of there's hot dogs and salad. It's some interesting options.
Yeah, they had some grilled mai and some other things. So we really did like Ocean Cay. We took one of the food trucks. They did veggie burgers, hamburgers, hot dogs. Those were good. They had good fresh hot French fries. So
and they have these really pretty gold little cups with the lid with little leaves on the top. Anyway, it's really cute. You'll love that. And it was only like $6, and you get a little souvenir cup to take home with a lid. So that was
little pint.
They had one night, if you waited out 1 or 2 nights, they offered their MSC tall coffee travel cups, and I think it was only $5.
Yeah, I think it was $5.95. Yeah. Because the drinks are more than that. So the cup was free, or you got a extra value drink for free. But anyway, we've had a good time. Was Mr. Sancho's? Oh, I did the Lighthouse Climb, which was which was kind of interesting. It's 100 and I think it was 135, basically 3 stories, and it's all like metal grid, so you can see down through all of the steps you just climbed. Cheryl said she wouldn't like that at all.
And outside of the building, you can see through, so it's not like a nice, solid, strong feeling to the building.
Yeah.
So I didn't try. Plus, I can't walk that much.
But it did have a really nice, some great places to get some photos. They do quite a few different things.
Accessibility is wonderful on that island because they have a paved, smooth roadway ends, and you can go to all the corners of it. And the beaches, they have beach wheelchairs. I saw them in at least 3 places, and that's when there's only a third of the ship full. Plenty of bathrooms, nice big bathrooms with maybe 6 or 7 people could be in there at one time. And there, I think there was maybe six bathroom buildings on it wouldn't be a wait. So that was really nice, and they have accessible bathroom in each one, and that was easy to use, and so that was easy to get in and out.
Okay, so let me pop up some. I missed comments here.
Yep. We have to travel together sometime. I think next year cruising is really going to take off. I think COVID's going to calm down enough with these vaccines, at least for America. I think it's going to open up, and the prices are probably going to go up, unfortunately. So we're trying to get all we can in right
now. And as far as Ocean Cay, Ocean Cay was probably mid-70s. To me, it was quite comfortable. I didn't spend a lot of time in the water because we had a lot of filming to do. I was by the time, if you walk the whole island, it's a big island, and by the time we walked the whole island and then walked back to the buffet, and then I walked over to the lighthouse and climbed the lighthouse. I had no gas left in the engine. But
even for me, like I hold my legs up when we travel. I don't take the leg supports for my wheelchair because it's so much to travel with all this computer stuff. So I just have to hold my legs up, and normally I don't have to hold them up that long. Like maybe getting through an airport or something. But 3 times I told them we have to stop I have to rest my legs.
I told her she just leave them down. We could grind the bottom off. But yeah, no, we've had a really nice week. Like I said, we get off the ship tomorrow. You know, everybody's of the opinion that the worst day on the cruise ship is the worst sight on the cruise ship is you step out in the hallway and there's all those bags lined up with tags to get off. It's always that way. You just kind of not ready to get off. Tomorrow we're going to hang out as long as we can get by with. We're going to go down to breakfast at the last minute. And by the way, the dining room breakfasts, both of them have very good breakfasts, omelets, all of those kinds of things. There is a secret spot on this ship that if you're ever on the Meraviglia or for vodka 730, imagine there's somewhere like that. But on the very aft end of the buffet, there's like a little terrace that you can sit out there. And it's undercover, so it's shaded. And it is drink some coffee. It's a great place to eat your breakfast in the morning. We were never there for lunch, or usually we go back to the pool deck or somewhere after later. But early in the morning, that's just a great place to hang out. We had a nap.
It'd be nice in the evenings too, but there's so many shows. The shows, we didn't really talk about the shows, but you can tell the Italian influence because the two of the women and male entertainers really have fantastic opera voices, and we're actually not opera fans. We don't go to operas, but their voices, they did sing some opera mixed in with other, and it was amazing. You're like, yeah, these are really Italian entertainers. It was great.
Yeah, and they had a really good band. It was just so late, and by the time people, what can I say? But by about 9:30, 10 o'clock, we're pretty much done for the day. And at 10:30, we did catch one session of it. They had a band. They play just a little bit of everything, but it's a live band, and they have a female lead singer and a male lead singer, and they can tear like being in a rock and roll concert.
Yeah, the lighting is like a concert, and they have the smoke like the concert, and it's exciting, and it's a lot of fun for us personally.
Yeah, but 7 o'clock would have been perfect, except we'd be eating dinner.
But we enjoyed it. They were very, very good. We didn't go, like one night we didn't go because they played, and so something didn't appeal to us, and we were late. I mean, it was late for us too.
Yeah. But I don't know if anybody have any questions. Otherwise, I think we're going to wrap it up. Like I said, I'll put some links in the description probably tomorrow when I get to shore. I've got some videos I've been trying to upload, but the other longer form videos. But I
guess on accessibility, I just want to talk a little bit more. The cabins do not have push button open doors, but I was on the ship are heavy. So, but I was able to get out of my cabin just fine by myself. If you have a accessible cabin that's just totally flat to get in and out of the bathroom, you have closet space and shelving. It's very nice for that. But some of the doors, like some of the restrooms, I actually had to get somebody to help me open the door, even though it was an accessible and pull myself through.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So we have an accessible room, and we're going to have videos of that from when we first came with the wheelchair. It fits through the door with no problem. I can bring it in. I can turn it around several spots in the room. It's fairly large. There's a very small, shallow desk with on the left side of it, and above the desk, fairly high in the room, is a smart TV that you can touch for some of the functions besides using the have to use a remote because it's the TV's up high. Then we had a single king bed or queen bed, probably. Might be king. I don't know. It's a big bed. It was big ball with the television is the ramp that takes you up to get out on the balcony. The balcony was kind of like an afterthought here, but the wheelchair, I guess, because they had to add a ramp built up with the same substance that they built the ramp with on the inside. On the outside, there's sheets of wood or whatever,
Yeah,
resin,
wood.
whatever it is, and so they had to raise the balcony level, the door plate that you can get out onto the balcony without falling. And so, but we have a small accessible room, so the width is out there and a small table, and they're lightweight. But it's kind of, it takes all I can do pretty much. I can do it. It's okay, but I have to be determined to pull myself out there because it's just barely big enough. They really should have. We probably could have asked them just remove one of the chairs. It would have made it easier for me to get in and out of the balcony. Cabins that have wider balconies, like almost twice as wide as this one.
Yeah, and part of that is looking at the ship, working with a travel agent that's been on the ship, because the balcony, there's an accessible, you can almost play ping pong on it, because the ship has, it's like areas where it's the balconies stick out farther, and, and the cabins stick out farther than in the area where it transitions from recessed in to sticking out, there's a balcony that is built at an angle, and it really has a lot of space, and it's so twice the balcony. There is a gotcha, and I'll show some pictures and talk about this more when we talk about the room. Is that wooden ramp the bed is pretty close to the wall, so it's a very narrow area. But at the end of that area, you run into that ramp, and so in the dark, especially get up in the middle of the night, like I do 2 or 3 times. And you're trying to get through there. If you're not paying attention and remembering, you're going to wind up either tripping or doing something else that will make you very unhappy with that ramp.
I kept telling them, there's little night lights. There's a bright one and a shallow one. And I said, let's just pull the. But I was afraid he'd wake me up. And then one time, I do like to straighten my bed after I get up in the morning. Even though I know the cabins are going to do it better, I just have to do this. So I was straightening the bed the other side, and I caught my toe because on the ramp, it's smooth, but on the edge of it by the bed, there is this little 1/2-inch thing that sticks up. And I caught my toe in that, and I fell almost onto the bed, but I was able to catch myself. I have long arms, and I thought, boy, that could be a real problem. So that's another thing to watch out for. But other than that, it was fine. We enjoyed it. We don't always get a balcony. And a lot of times, I guess, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but if you need an accessible room and they're not really full, and you book it, and you book what's available, they can move up to an accessible room too. So that's nice, and it might be a bigger category, and they'll do it at the same price usually.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
So like I said, all in all, been a great cruise. We've had a good time. Like I said, there's been some minor glitches, and there's some things that we'll share with in our review about it. But they're just. I would not hesitate to sail on this ship again. It would all depend now. For us, mostly, it depends on itinerary. Cruise lining is becoming less important. The first cruise on Celebrity coming up. Like I said, tomorrow. We get off this ship, we walk one dock over, hopefully, and we get on Celebrity. Then we have the Princess Panama Canal cruise coming up.
I just put Pam's thing up here. I don't know which tip you missed, so I'm sorry. But we'll put it in some of our other videos. Anyway.
Okay. I'm glad you liked the info. We're going to let everybody go. We've gone a little longer than we normally do, but again, next Friday, like I said, I'm hoping from the seashore. If not, it'll be from the home office back in North Carolina. But thanks for watching. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye. Oh, sorry, the room. Oh, the room upgrade. Should just
So to answer Pam's question here real quickly, I thought I hadn't stopped. The room upgrade is if you book what you can get, and then ask to go contact their special needs ask. So sometimes what will happen is they may be able to upgrade somebody else into a room to free up one, or they may have a higher category. We've had some upgrade. Okay. Well, thank you again, everybody. Hope you found it useful, and we'll talk to you next week.
bye.